Mm. Come on, babe.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Oh,
Don't
let
make me
me
sleep
sleep
on
on
the
the
couch.
couch. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. This is Wayne from Queens, my YouTube channel. I discuss various topics, whether it's politics, whether it's sports, whether it's anything to deal with New York City, the world, Queens, where I'm from. On this Monday morning, 27th, I I wake up and I'm here to talk to you today because there's an issue that I that hits home for me and that I think should be discussed. And sometimes it's hard for me to talk about because, when it comes to domestic violence, I don't condone any any type of violence against women. I'm a brother of four sisters. I'm a son. I'm a father. I grew up seeing my mother dealing with domestic violence. And I take it personal. I believe that we need to do more to stop this epidemic because it is an epidemic. It's no doubt about it that it is an epidemic. It is a serious epidemic. But I want to call out the people who supposedly are the most vocal when it comes to showing their faces on the media, showing their faces on social media. You only see these people when there is either an event with a famous person or when they need to get notoriety and get their funding that they come on television. But I tell you this, I've not seen these people nor these organizations going to the communities that need their help. I don't see them vigorously campaigning against the trafficking of women and children and men. I don't see them at nighttime on ESPN talking about how in our communities of color, how there's a rampant domestic violence situation. I don't see those so-called persons talking about that every night. But yet, you see them at the eve of a big event talking about how they will boycott this pay-per-view event. Now, granted, I'm not watching that particular event either. But this phony outrage when it's at the opportune time because you need ratings is ridiculous. There's another organization out there that supposedly stands for the rights of women. Starts with an N. But anytime you see them talk, they're either talking about profile women in corporate America. I never see them talking about young women who have to deal with violence every day in communities where the cops ignore them? In communities where there's no leaders helping these women and children. I get tired of this. If you really want to stand for something, then be an advocate for all. Be an advocate, not when it comes to your fundraising. Be an advocate, not when it comes to your ratings. I take it personal. Anyone puts their hands on a woman, a child. Believe that. But what irritates me even more is the phony outrage. It's a double standard that is shown today. Because, to be honest, if a white woman is battered, it will most likely generate more news than a woman of color being battered. And I'm not putting race into this, I'm making a simple fact. There are women of color being exploited day in and day out. From our Mexican sisters who come across these borders and having to work as prostitutes, to our Chinese sisters who come here and still have to pay off their debt to some tyrant and goon. To my sisters of color, black and Hispanic, who are every day in a situation similar. They can't get out. Mainly because our government doesn't do enough, doesn't care. So, to that so-called persons on ESPN, so-called organization that starts with N, ends with W, take your phony outrage and do something about it. Peace, y'all.